still believe that good things come to people who wait. And a heart that's been hurt can be healed no matter how long it takes.
Welcome back. That is the new single, Love Me Right Now, from Don Mescal, featuring Stella Parton.
A successful performer in his own right. His songs have been recorded by, wait for this, the Backstreet Boys, Boyzone, Lulu and many more, which we'll talk about in a moment, while her career has been a kaleidoscope of talents from music, acting and writing. And sure, you'd expect no less from the sister of music icon Dolly Parton. Don Mescal and Stella Parton, you're very welcome
Good morning.
to the show.
Good
Thank
morning.
you.
How are you?
you? Great.
Good. We're delighted to have you here.
It's great on this Sunday morning.
Yeah.
What a lovely way to start Sunday.
Well, we've just had a piece of music there, which is the new song, Love Me Right Now. And this is from your new album, Don, Lighthouse Keeper.
It is indeed.
And that's the first album in 12 years. What was keeping you? What were you hanging around for, Don? 12 years.
I'm choosy with the songs, you know. I don't know. I think I just wanted to put together a bunch of songs that I really felt connected with, you know. So I think the songs on this record, I think that's where I am in my life at the moment, you know. So when I had co-written You Don't Need to Love Me Right Now, Stella was in a visit to London,
And
did you guys know each other previously?
You know what? We didn't know each other
So how
previously.
did that come about? This.
Well, you tell.
No, you tell.
No,
us.
you're wonderful. You tell it.
Okay, I was in London doing a video project, and I was staying in this apartment a stone's throw from this beautiful little studio. It's like a pillbox, and I found out it was a recording studio. Being a songwriter and a singer myself, I thought, I have to know who this is.
Yes.
So I did a little investigating, and they found the number, and I looked it up on the internet, and I thought, well, I have to know this person because I might want to go in the studio and put something down. So finally, after about 10 days, I ended up calling myself, and he answered the phone finally. And so I said, hey, you know, this is Stella Parton, and I'm from Nashville. I was wondering if I could come in.
That's an interesting call to get, isn't it?
I see your little studio. And he said, yeah. So we met that way.
And I never answer my phone. I'm notorious for not answering my phone, so in the studio. But so then.
So when Stella came down, and just a friendship struck up, and you thought, you know what, there's
you know,
potential.
we found out quite quickly we have a lot in common. I mean, I'm from a small, average-sized family from County Limerick of 11 of us.
Yeah.
And you're from the same.
And I have 11 in my family.
Wow.
So we had a lot to talk about, didn't we?
Common ground, you know, it's
Yes.
just a common thing.
And then, funnily enough, on this particular track, as you know, I spent a lot of time in Nashville, and the producer on the track was Mike Loudermilk, and you had just finished your album with Mike.
I was an irony, you know.
So,
it's
you
like
know,
As they say in Ireland, Stella, it's a very small parish.
Yes.
Small
You don't have
parish.
to go far to know somebody who knows somebody.
Exactly.
I
That's
think
why
the-
we should
yeah.
always behave properly.
Well,
Yes.
exactly.
Yeah,
exactly.
I think the universe kind of works in that way as well, because, you know, I was making the record and I'd reached out to some people that I'd worked with over the years, and then, you know, I was just literally recording my vocal on this song, and I said to Stella, let me play you something, and she just fell in love with the song, I guess.
I did, yes. I love the songs.
Well,
They're all
then-
great songs.
Well, when you look at the album and you look at who's on there with you, so you have Brian Kennedy, Francis
Yeah.
Black, Paul Brady, Christy Digman. It's like Sharon Corr. It's like a who's who of Irish music.
Well-
and you've worked with them all.
Well, I have, and I feel very blessed to have worked with them all. And they're all wonderful artists and wonderful songwriters and all of that. So, you know, I was quite choosy about which artist I asked to sing on which particular song, because, you know, you get to know these people really well, having either written for them or with them or, you know, whatever. So when I asked them to sing on the record, when I sent them the song, I kind of had an insight in that it might be the type of song that they'd
Would
like to
suit them.
sing, you know. So it's been
But
been
that's
a
an
beautiful
interesting
experience.
point, and maybe Stella, because you're a music writer as well. Because I'm, as Anna knows, fascinated with the process of writing,
Yeah.
and in particularly writing music. When you're writing songs, say for this album, are you starting out? Are you writing them as duets, or is that in your mind when you're sitting down to pen it?
No, not at all, actually. And I think what I did, you know, I don't know if you know, I like to think of it as featuring when other artists are on it, because, you know, I honestly feel that each person on that album brought a little bit of their own magic to it, you know, and I certainly felt that, you know, so it wasn't just a kind of a duet, you know, like you brought magic to you don't need to love me right now, and they all did, you know, and I think
Well,
that's
actually,
important.
I'm just singing harmony with you, you know,
Well,
and,
yeah,
it's,
but I
and
think
I
you-
like singing harmony.
Yeah,
so,
but you know, I think there is something about another energy that you bring to a song, and because I hadn't written the songs as duets, I could hear the artist on the part that they may sing on it, and I think it worked out. Thank God.
Yes.
And then I was, you know, I thought I'd take it a step further and I'd invite them to sing with me at a concert in Limerick. You know, they thought it was all over after the album. I said, no.
No.
So you've got a big event on Tuesday, but just we'll get back to that in a
Yeah.
moment. I just want to ask you, Stella, about your career, because you're an award-winning artist yourself. You're on your 40th album, is that correct?
I am. My new album is called Survivor, and it's 8 of my original songs on that album. And it's just kind of coincidental that it's called Survivor, because one of the songs kind of talks about that. And at this time in our, you know, society, with women having different views about things and being more outspoken, and part of it has my personality, my sense of humor, and my sarcasm on it. So that's what this album is.
Just your
No
style.
sarcasm.
Stella, where do you get the time to write 40 albums? Because you know, your career has taken you to Broadway musicals, touring shows, television, film. 40 albums is a huge amount of work, isn't it?
Well, yes, it is. But, you know, as a working artist, as a traveling artist, I think you always have to have current music, because the people that came to see me last year are going to come and see me the next year if I'm near. And so I want to have something current for them so they can pick up a new piece of music. So,
And your fans are so loyal.
Yes, they are. Country
Yeah.
music fans have always been very loyal. And I think artists from my generation were very loyal to those fans, because they become more like family than they do just a fan.
Are you aware of how big country music is in Ireland? Stella?
As a matter of fact, I am.
Yeah.
And actually in the 70s, when I had some hit records here, I'm showing my age, but
No,
anyway,
I can't
I
count.
noticed that country music was really big then, and then it fell off, I think, and now
Yeah.
it's been a resurgence, and I'm just really happy to see that.
You did a special album for your sister Dolly, is that right?
A tribute album
A
called
tribute
Mountain
album.
Songbird. Yeah.
Yes. And do you girls get to hang out? I know you're obviously ridiculously busy, successful artists, but do you get to hang out? And
We
just...
do as sisters. We don't hang out in the business so
Okay.
much, but
Yeah.
as sisters, we get together and spend the night. She'll come over to my house and spend the night. I'll go over to her house and spend the night, or we'll get together and go on a little mini vacation, is what we call it, to one of her other houses, because she doesn't stay in hotels and stuff like that like I can. So we'll go to one of her places and
Nice.
decide which one we're going to stay in, and then we
Okay.
just cook and, you know, do laundry. One of our last conversations was
And talk about family.
we do. And one of our latest conversations was about this new washing machine and dryer.
Rock and roll, huh?
Yeah, we were thinking of, and we started laughing because 2 of our other sisters were there, and we were arguing about who had the best washer and dryer, because we all like to do laundry.
sounds
So
like
you're
an Irish
normal.
family.
You're
Yeah.
normal. Is that what you're
we
telling
think
us?
There's a song in that, Don, isn't there?
You write that one. So, all right.
I'll write the lyrics. So tell us about the gig that's coming up then in
Tuesday.
Tuesday.
So the University Concert Hall in Limerick. So you know, I have to say that, you know, when I came up with the idea, a lot of people were kind of saying, well, you know, why don't you do it in Dublin? It probably would be easier in a lot of ways. But you know, I'm from Limerick. I'm very proud to be from Limerick, and so I said, look, if I'm going to do the show,
It's a
wanna do
hometown
it,
show.
I want to do it in my hometown. So we're doing it in the wonderful University Concert Hall. And then, you know, as I said, I took it a little step further and I invited some of the people that sang with me.
So what
the
can people
record.
expect when they go to see the show, Don?
Well, you know
Who's-
what? I mean, everything from wonderful people like Sharon Core is flying in from Spain. Sharon and myself
Kennedy.
are great buddies, and Brian Kennedy and Paul Brady, my great friend Paul. We've got that amazing young choir from Waterford that I've been working with called the Mount Zion Choir, and they've been on an incredible
Amazing,
journey.
yeah.
I brought them over to London to record with me. They're an amazing bunch of kids. We've got Eleanor Shanley. We've got, help me out here. We've got
And I
we've
flew
got
over the list
Stella
is
Parton in from Nashville.
So you're going to stick around for the show as well, Stella?
Oh, yes,
Oh,
She flew in
brilliant.
for it.
Yes, okay, great.
So who else have we got? We've got
Nathan Carter.
No, Nathan is actually in Scotland
okay.
on his
How rude,
shows.
Nathan.
No, Nathan's a good boy. Yeah, he's a great guy. So yeah, we've got these amazing artists. There's an artist that I work with from Holland, Desiree. She's coming in. She's an amazing girl.
Isn't it incredible, Don, as Stella was saying, that the resurgence in the country music scene here, and it's down to the popularity of TV shows like Nashville. And
Absolutely.
It brought it into the mainstream pop culture. It's a phenomenal
Yeah,
success.
well, you know what? I like to think of it in another way. You know, I would like to think that it's still the home for really well-written songs that have a chorus and that have some sort of a story or a lyric, you know, content.
Yeah, structure.
I mean, I understand pop music, but I don't listen to pop music, and I don't kind of believe in disposable music. So I like to think that the type of songs that we're responsible for are songs that maybe will last the test of time, and that's the whole idea.
And they are the kinds of songs that people will hear next Tuesday down in Limerick.
On the Lighthouse album.
On the
album as well.
Lighthouse Keeper.
Can you believe I haven't got a copy of that album?
Listen, it's been a pleasure.
Oh, you have yours.
Thank you so much.
Thank you for coming in, guys.
Well.
Thank you so much.
Now, don't forget, you can catch Don Mescal and his special guests, including, of course, Stella Parton, this November the 6th. So visit uch.ie for ticket information.
Still to come, 2 Irish television legends, Mary McAvoy and John Kenny, will be joining us after 11. See you in a few minutes.